Alright guys, here we go. Episode 3 of Bruce Banner's Armbar. We're getting somewhere and we're going fast. What do we got going on? Since the last time we talked, the Cowboys lost the Tuesday night game, which is the biggest thing. I mean, if you are hyped on the NFL and you're just trying to see something weird, a Tuesday game, something you don't see all the time. Cowboys lost. We knew that was going to happen. Now, right, we're just talking the last thing that happened in sports. What's the last thing that had me fucking working? It was, it was a decent game. Defense was playing until they just did some run option right off the pass. They opened the Cowboys up real well. They were like, yo, we're going to, they threw it first. And then on that 4th and 2, when it was still a game, 13 points in the second quarter, Lamar Jackson just busted up the middle, counter, was going to give the running back to the left, took it himself. Leighton Vander Esch bit so hard on the other way that mad people are just talking shit just because it's that's college football type shit. That's probably the last time you've seen it. You don't see a lot of offenses run like that anymore. But he bit so hard to the right to where it wasn't even close to the play. Lamar Jackson, 45 yards, touchdown. I think they put him up 10, something like that. And that was in the second. I'm going to say Dalton finally threw an accidental pick. It bounced off a wide receiver's hands. I mean, you just know. You're like, yo, our team is what it is, but just things don't always go its way. So Baltimore is 8 wins, 7 wins against the Steelers team that still only got 1 loss. So Steelers still have the division. Baltimore's going for a number 2 spot, or number 1 wild card spot. That's all I can do from here. So that's all I got for football. I know fantasy football, for anyone who cares, is going into the regular season. Or no, playoffs. And my team's stuck in the regular season. What's crazy, too, is I created a playoff bracket where, first off, there's only one bye, I believe. The number 1 seed in the entire game gets a bye. But then aside from that, there's the home field advantage I have set is 1 point. You just get 1 point automatically if you're the favorite in your matchup. And what's also funny is in the consolation bracket, because that's obviously where I'm at, if I'm hyping it up, or if I'm not hyping it up, but I'm talking about why I have a shot, is because for some reason this playoff system works to where it's I want to say 14-man league, top 6 go to the league. So I would say the 7, 8 are playing each other, the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I might be the 11 in the 11, 12 matchup, but I get that plus 1 point. I get home field advantage, so that's cool. The way I set it up wasn't intentional, but it's cool. It works that way. I'm 100% down, plus 1. I'm playing my boy Taylor's girl and the 1 chick in the league. I think he cheats though, so it's not too bad, 11, 12. But then again, she's 12th out of 14, so fuck. Maybe she doesn't cheat. Maybe I'm just fucking terrible at fantasy. Yo, I had a chance, but we're not talking fantasy. Fuck fantasy. We got good fights coming up. But just one more thing on fantasy, I would say you're always gonna win. I got that plus 1 point. We got home field advantage. But all right, so let's go next weekend. No, not next weekend. Tomorrow, Saturday, we have some fights, and we don't only just have fights. Really, you have. All right, let me just give you a little bit of. Let's throw these fights back. We got a main card. It's a 5-card main card, and it's UFC 256 pay-per-view. But I'm not gonna lie. If I was just, if I was someone who wasn't gonna pay the money, the bars aren't open. They're not open in Denver. You can't going to watch fights is over for me. I don't got money to buy them, so I'm not gonna watch these fights. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm just gonna hype them up, and I'm gonna talk about them in a manner to where it's man, I wish I was gonna watch him. I'd be mad hyped. But so you have on the undercard, Cub Swanson, which this dude's a baller. I was watching some of his WEC fights the other day, and this dude just been a brawler. I'm gonna bring it to you for 5 rounds, and it's let me just have more fucking want to go get it than you. And that's the kind of fighter you've been. It was 2016. I think I saw the highlights of it again just recently because they're trying to hype him up. First off, they're hyping this dude up as a main prelim fight. Fuck, that's what I'm saying. I would just watch this shit on ESPN to go watch a good Cub Swanson fight. That main card's UFC fight nights all the time. So he had the fight of the year in 2018, 2016, when he fought the Korean Zombie. I don't know his name. It's a Korean name. I mean, yeah, that's probably why I don't remember it. I could probably, nope, not gonna remember it. But it was a fight of the year. UFC's been around technically since '93, since they started doing the like crazy Royal Rumbles of a boxer with a taped up hand with fucking tape and then a glove on the other hand against a jiu-jitsu guy or a sumo wrestler and shit, like where it was just kind of more of an act since '93. So even then, '93 to 2020, there's been 27 fights of the year. I don't think they started doing this till like 2010 too. That's just at most 27, but I want to say more like 10. They had the fight of the year, and I want to say it was 2016 or 2018. I'm just a fuck, I don't remember. But those two came at each other the entire time, and it was like two guys who were like, yo, I win my fights this way, like never giving up and just bringing it the whole time. He's like, yo, I fucking do that too. Like, we just meet and we fucking have a fight of the year candidate. Yo, fight of the year candidates? Who is the fight of the year this year? 2020? Yo, alright, let's take it back. Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Wei Li. That's the first thing I think of. We get a lot of fight of the year candidates. Wei Li versus Joanna was such an intense fight. I honestly, as a Joanna fan, thought she won the fight 3-2. 3 rounds to 2. Her face just blew up and it's like, yo, you knew she was gonna lose. I don't know. I say that, but I was watching it and Wei Li was fucking, like, she had so much more power. She was feeding her the entire night. I mean, don't get me wrong, Joanna outstruck her for a couple rounds, but the fucking rounds that Wei Li was fighting, yo, she's like, I'm as good as you as far as from a striking stance and like countering and fucking feeling what this fight's got to bring and being able to get more punches in as you do. But she had so much fucking power in a lot of those shots. So I don't know. Joanna's like 0-2 in her fucking championship fights. She doesn't really she doesn't deserve the shot. But the only fights like she got fucked up on was Rose. You know, knocked her the fuck out, which was crazy. She knocked out a chick who ran that division the entire time and like fucked some people up on the process, and Rose just came out of nowhere and knocked her out first. But so that happened. But then she fought Valentina Shevchenko at 125. I want to say that was a good fight. Even though, I mean, I've hyped up Shevchenko before. She's the number 2 best female fighter in the fucking world, probably next to Amanda Nunes. But she might be better. It's for another time. Where are we going? All the way back. That was such a great fight. We can't forget about it, but I've seen a couple other barn burners. I mean, I'm talking Cub Swanson right now. Who else just went at it, you know? There's been a bunch of crazy knockouts. I've seen a bunch of crazy knockout hype lately. Who went at it for fucking 5 rounds in the championship? Oh, Covington versus Usman. Was that late last year? When he fucking broke the jaw in the he broke his jaw in the 5th round after it was a toss-up after 4 rounds. Usman versus Cov. Because if it was this year, that's a great fight for this year. December 15th, 2019 was the day after when they posted this. It's a 3-minute read. Damn, so it was late last year. I don't know. I guess I'm just high and I can't think of the fucking fight of all fights of these years. That's a great topic. But so Cub Swanson's a candidate. He fights that way and he's always down to hit. He's gonna bring it to you all night long. I'm a Cub Swanson fan. I mean, there's certain fighters that you're like a fan of. So he headlines the prelims, but underneath that, you just know there's cards built differently, and this is one of them, I guess, because who the fuck is just now telling me that Angela Hill fights on this fight card, dude? And that's not even the number 2 fight on the prelims. I'll just watch the ESPN fights. You guys tell me what happens on the main card. I'm chilling for the prelims. Like I'm telling you right now, my prelim hype might have more hype than the main card. Like this is just it's built like, yeah, it's a built card. And they did this shit to us because it's the last card of the year. And I'm discovering this as you guys are. We, all of a sudden, I got myself more hyped than I had originally. Mackenzie Dern versus Verna Jandiroba. Mackenzie Dern is a crazy Brazilian who has been submitting people her entire career, but just as of late, she just looks way more in shape. Like, this isn't to be sexist at all. There's no aspect of that. But in my head, I think she had a kid. And I think she fought really well afterwards, like a year after she got back in the ring. Like recently, I mean, you have a kid and you're automatically, it's your career. You're going to go back to it. You're probably working out while you're pregnant and everything. But a year later, she fights she had like 2 or 3 fights where I was watching her in the UFC and it was like, oh, a little bit of extra hype on her. She also just had a kid recently. I want to say she's just getting better and better. And I don't know how old she is too. Mackenzie Dern versus Verna Yandaroba. I mean, that's Yandaroba. That's something out of my vocabulary. Jandaroba. It typed it right for me. Why is it 2 days early and I can't get the fight card? Where's she from? Happy to be overlooked heading into Mackenzie Dern bout. UFC. MMA News is going to tell us. MMA News is always posting about this shit. Quietly has put together a 115-pound strawweight division. One of the best records. She's 16-1, but we ain't heard of her till now, so how great can she be? All right, so we have the real deal in Verna Yandaroba against Mackenzie Dern, who've been fucking people up. Yo, she lost to Carla Esparza, though, in 2019. And Carla Esparza is a number 7 to number 8 fighter since I saw her in the fucking UFC. I mean, when they created the 115 strawweight division, it was Carla Esparza versus someone who we didn't know of either because the UFC strawweight division was brand new. And Carla Esparza won that. She was the legitimate champion, but she never defended. I don't think she fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who I just hyped up, probably her next fight, and then Joanna ran until she fought with Rose. So, but I've seen her been 500 as in proper terms, 500 AF in recent fucking bouts. So, although did she beat a karate hottie? No way. Let's go down this rabbit hole. You guys come with me. Michelle Watterson versus Carla. I mean, they obviously fight. We got hype. Carla Esparza did win. That was May 9th. Alright, so she's been 500 as fuck since I started following her. But then she beat a Michelle Watterson, who I'm always hyped on 24/7 as far as she's won some pretty big fights there in 5 to 10, though. I mean, she's a smoke show, too. But she beat her, and it was a good fight. I can remember it now. It was, it wasn't, unanimous. It was definitely split. Was it split? 2-3, and I want to say the round that Esparza won was a good round. 18-8 Watterson. All right, so holy shit. But she still lost to her, and that's a 5 to 10. And we're going against Mackenzie Dern, who is, let's see where she's ranked. Because I just saw it's what have you done for me lately? Oh shit. All right, I posted something kind of inappropriate because I think I know who this chick is, dude. She looks like the guy off of, what's the show with Vicky Valancourt, Bobby Boucher, that movie, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Only she's like the curly-haired guy who's like, yo, I got the pitchfork, like, yell some crazy shit once in a while. You can do it. You can do it all night long. If that's you can do it. Yo, the curly-haired fuck, let's go. That's the guy. She looks like him. You can do it. Yo, baby, that's more hype. Do we go all in? Do we go all in? Verna Yandaroba. You tell me right now. Holy shit. You can do it against Mackenzie Dern. What is she ranked? Alright, hold up. Mackenzie Dern. The Canadian. Right? Won her last 2 at least. Brazilian. I said that from the top. Ignore me. Mackenzie Dern rank. Number 13. Holy fuck. So, you have Verna Yandaroba, who is 16-1, and her only loss has been to Esparza, who turned it up against her, but also beat Watterson. So this is a 5 to 10 fighter. Versus Dern, who I want to say lost to a 15 to 20 fighter, and then just started winning through the 15 to 10, taking people out. So it's a huge fight for her, yo. If she wins this fight, she's legit. And knowing the UFC, the way things work, you're just gonna keep going. She's gonna have a top 5 opponent her next fight, probably with the hype she has behind her already. I know who she is. She's a smoke show out of Brazil, and she had a kid. It just got better and better. But then this chick who looks like the fucking you can do it, looks like that fucking guy. He could rock it just as well. So, alright, so that's number 2. That's number 2. Nope, I think that's actually number 3. I forgot. Let me see. I got mad tabs. That's number 2. And I'd even get to my girl, Angela Hill, who has a career out there. I'm telling you, she's... Alright, so let's just go into people fighting at ranked, like see where you're going in the rankings. Like, let's follow this thing like a... I don't know, there's graphs out there. But 20 to 15, 20 to 10, as far as ranking, she's lived there. But the thing about Angela Hill is technically, she was like, going into her last 2 fights, she was probably 5-1, I think, and she just fought like 4 or 5 times in a year. She was the most active fighter in the year, so it's like, of course she got hype, but not only does she have hype, it's like, she has... You should have hype on her. But the thing about her is, I'm telling you, I'm a fan of fighters, but and I'll pick fights accordingly. I've said this shit from the top as far as like, yo, I might have had a little bit of me in that and deciding that was Joanna versus Weili, even though I did talk myself out of that. But Angela Hill, straight fucking up, won her last 2 fights and the fucking judges fucked her. I'm telling you, dude. I'm not kidding. That's exactly what I picked up from Watterson. All right, I'm a huge fan because she went on a tear. She won 4 out of 5, and she was just fucking shit up. Like, fight me again. And then she beats Claudia Gadelha, in my fucking opinion, May 16th of 2020. I legitimately thought she won that fight. She outstruck her. Everything. She outstruck her. She was just, the volume was there. She was... On the end of the fight card, it was in her favor as far as total strikes, total significant strikes. As far as it was all bruised up afterwards and stuff, it was just, as far as Claudia Gadelha had a little bit of ground control, and they just gave him the point ratio for like ground control compared to how many times they're getting outstruck and stuff was just weird. They like gave her mad respect, and it's not like she held her down all night long and just sat on top of her and like was hitting her with fucking rights and like giving her some good ground pound. She didn't do much when she was there either, and it was like, I want to say in the 2 rounds they gave her, it was like a minute 30, 2 minutes. Like, it wasn't impressive. I don't know. And then when they stood up, Hill was getting the advantage. And then fight of the night. Wow, notes in her Watterson fight. And I just thought she outstruck her. I didn't think there was a lot of ground game going on. I didn't think it was anything too out of the ordinary. I just thought at the end of the day it was close. I want to say Watterson like turned it up late second, maybe early third, to where it was like, yo, she probably deserves this. She is ranked this high for a reason. And Hill just brought it the whole time. I don't know. The hype behind Hill, though, is just... she's one of those fighters. You got fighters out there who just bring it the whole time. And you're like, yo, this is going to be a fight no matter what. And, I mean... It's fucking tight to watch. Like, Watterson's the same way, but you just, her last couple fights have been that 5-to-1 ratio, and it's like, yo, there's levels to this thing, and it's, you might have the grit and the fucking let's go get it, like what we're saying, from 5 to 10, 15, 20, but it's like, it's more than that. It's having the grit and like to put your foot down and just be there all night long for 5 rounds, and it's like being elite in your striking and your countering and just like, being on the same level of eliteness. And that's a whole nother level to where when you do see that, it's a beautiful thing. I describe Swanson as the Korean Zombie as just, they were at the same level, only Swanson had a little more heart and he won that fight. But it's like, championship level is that much heart, but it's another level as far as your skills. And it's fucking crazy. So, I think Hill won these 2 fights. I don't think she's as good as fucking Rose. I don't think she's as good as Weili on their best nights, but I think she fucking could be chilling in that top 5. I think she's better than Claudia Gadelha, who they gave her a win to, and I think she's better than Watterson, but only barely so. I think Watterson's 8, she's 7, And she's going to fight. She going to fight. Who? Where? She's going to fight Tisha Torres. We didn't even talk it. Oh, my God. Tisha Torres is going down. Nah, Tisha Torres is a smoke show who had herself in the top 5 for like one fight and then lost a couple times. And then she won her last fight, so let's see where she's at right now. I do remember her winning her last fight. Scooter met him. Oh, this is the Tisha Torres story. She beat a woman named Brianna Van Buren in Vegas on June 20th. But before that, so let's just say she's 1-4 in her last 5 fights. She lost unanimously to Marina Rodriguez. She lost unanimously, so to Weili, we respect that. We understand what's going on there. This is just, there's levels, and she's not there. Unanimously to Jedrzejczyk and unanimously to Andrade. Jedrzejczyk has shown that she was the most elite, and she's not anymore. She's just top 3. Obviously, there's tops and tops. She's very good with Weili. Rose versus Weili is a whole nother story that I don't think we can get into right now. I think that's a future episode, and I think it's got so much hype in this women's division. It's only because, you know why I got more hype on this? More so than I would say like sparse divisions that like don't either have the big talker or they don't have the standouts and like the yo, I'm here to party. Is because there's only 3 weight classes, 115, 125, 135. Like, I've been trying to learn about the 125. The 135 is dominated by the Lioness, Amanda Nunes, and then Shevchenko rules the 125. And I think Shevchenko's better than Nunes. Nunes is just bigger. I don't know. But there's only, like, they run the division so much that the 115 is like, yo, obviously there's a bunch of 115 chicks out there who've been doing karate and mixed martial arts forever because it's the deepest of divisions. And there's just unlimited hype on division that has that many killers that can just be like, oh, levels. I don't know. It's like the hype of the women's division, I guess, yo. It's like all my hype through the men's division spread out through 10, 11 divisions. This one's like, yo, the 115 are the killers. Like, it's the most developed division in UFC history. Like, yo, whatever Ronda Rousey fought at, if it was 135, like, you were the champion of a fucking not even built division yet, you know what I'm saying? Like, 115 been built for a while. So, like, still mad respect. She lost 4 before that, and I said who they all were. But her win before that was against Watterson. Like I said, 5 to 10. I mean, nothing crazy. Won Beck Rawlings, we all know of her. Juliana Lima. Regardless, that'd be good. She's just on a fight loss streak versus finally Angela Hill's like getting someone who it's like, yo, this person seems like a 10 to 15. I've been beating these 5 to 10s. Like, if I was a betting man, looking back on it, I'd bet on Angela Hill. All right, so I'll give you guys a couple bets. I take Angela Hill. I'm sure she's a favorite. 200 probably. I still take her. Dern versus Verna Jandiroba. You can do it. You can do it all night long. Who do I take there? Verna Jandiroba. She's good. Yo, I'm gonna say Jandiroba because I think she's just super about it. I think she's 100 in, and I'm not saying Dern isn't. But honestly, what went to my head right there was the fact that there was a little bit of time when Dern couldn't be 100% in it. Like, we talked about that earlier, bro. I don't know. I mean, you tell me in the comments if that's wrong to think. But that's just what went to my head. But also, it's like very crisp striking. Her ground game was elite, and she submitted her last gal. I think she'll beat Dern up and on the striking. But, all right, so let me say this. I'm not 100% her favorite. Like, if it goes ground right away or if it ends up on the ground with Dern on top, like, she got a solid chance of winning that fight. She's an elite. I assume she's a black belt in fucking jiu-jitsu. Her ground game's the real deal. Great fight, but, I mean, stick to the guns. I think Jandiroba. That's who I bet on that one. Then Cub Swanson versus Daniel Pineda. Yo, I didn't even bring any hype to that because I just know Cub Swanson. I don't know Daniel Pineda. That's Daniel Pineda. Let's see what this guy's fucking about. He beat Herbert Burns in his last fight. That guy's he's a legit fighter. No, I guarantee this guy's legit. Cub Swanson's fucking sitting there 5-10 now. Couple of no contests. Oh, yo, it's his first UFC, or it's his second UFC fight. What the fuck? And he TKO'd the fuck out of Herbert Burns? New to the game. Not ranked yet. Let's see what he can do. Fuck. Yo, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, just with what I think. I think Herbert Burns wins that fight. Or no, Daniel Pineda wins that fight. Just off what I saw right there. I didn't think too much into it because I don't know the guy. But, yo, so we got Hill, Yandaroba, and Pineda. That's, yo, Cub Swanson's my boy. But I'm just going to go with how I feel. And Pineda, I saw one thing. I'm sorry if I didn't describe it. I just see something. We'll see how we do tonight and whether that makes sense to anyone in the future. Here we go. Junior Dos Santos versus Cyril Gane. Starting off the main card. Dos Santos is legit. He's been fucking people up as of late. He's on a win streak, but he's old as fuck. Let's see how this other guy is. Junior Dos. Oh, he got his gram comes up right away. This dude probably gets slutty. 220, something like that. Yeah, he's a heavyweight. He deserves a title shot, but he's like, yo, fuck it, I'll beat someone else up for you, Dana, just so you guarantee me the title shot lately. And that's honestly what his position is, because he deserves one. And it's probably going to happen if he wins this fight. I would assume that he's just going to keep fighting because he's on a crazy win streak, and I don't think he's ever had a chance at the title till now. So I 100% think he's due it. The fact that he's fighting this other guy who is 6-0, I got to find out what's up with this guy. Because what's Dana doing? I honestly, when I see a guy like this who I've never heard of against someone who's on this, like a 5-fight win streak probably in the heavyweight division. That's, if you ever have that. If you have a 3-fight win streak, you're usually the champion. So, come in. The dude's doing his fucking thing. Cyril Gane. Like, I forgot his last name while I was pulling my pants up. Did you mean Cyril Gane? Fucking A. Come in. Don't forget to wear a belt. Belts are kind of classy. I mean, they matter more. It's like, do you want to just keep the pants sitting? Like, it's how do you want to look? You know, I feel like you look a little bit better when the pants are fucking sitting upright on you and you're chilling. I mean, it just gives a better look to your ass. Like, wear a belt sometimes. I'm not wearing a belt. I should be wearing. I mean, I'm not really showing you guys my ass, so it's all good. Cyril something. Yo, am I Googling this guy? Got nothing on him? You don't got a wiki yet? How? I don't have another way to get information. I'm not going to donate, but I still use it. I mean, he's beat no one, but maybe he's really good. He's been in the UFC. Obviously, his last 3, he got dubs. Maybe he's really fucking good. 1990, so he's 30. Damn, dude. Is he just great at 30? He's in his prime against an old man. 6-0. I mean, maybe he's decent. He was fighting in Quebec, came out of Canada, and he's like, yo, I'm here to fuck shit up in this fucking national promotion real quick. I guess. I don't know. Alright, so he looks legit. 6-0, won his last 3 UFC fights. And Dos Santos is on such a fucking crazy tear to where he's like, I'm an old motherfucker. I'm 36 years old, and I'm still going to beat this dude. Cool. So, opens it up. Still got hype. But, I mean, you heard what the fuck happened earlier. I just closed out something was the wrong thing. Kevin Holland versus Jacare Souza. Yo, Kevin Holland has a great show with the Matt Serra podcast. What's it called? Below the Belt, Matt Serra and motherfucking, yo, you know that fucking meme where it's the kid is like, ham sandwich, ham. Matt Serra and he's like a legit, been on the radio forever. Great comedian. Motherfucking ham sandwich, ham. I don't know, but they had Kevin Holland on there, And the dude G, he just got his brother or his siblings. No, his brother, yeah, sibling, and he got his son a VR set, and he's like, "Yo, if you guys are listening to this, shut the fuck up. Like, don't be checking this shit out." Which they probably aren't. They're kids, 13 and his son's 9. Brother's 13, lives with him, son's 9. But Kevin Holland, seems like a really cool fucking dude who's got some beef with a couple other guys, but like he had a real conversation and is super relatable. And I wish I could shut that podcast out because it's way better than mine. They get like legit guests on there and shit. Matt, Sarah, and I'll get you guys back at it. It's good. But he was on there. Great interview. He's hyped on this fight. So is Jacare. They were talking about Jacare. They're like, "Yo, this dude's showing his abs on the podcast." And she's like, "Yo, let me just pull up the shirt for a second, kick it." All during the shooting of this podcast I don't know the name of. Obviously, Souza's way older. He's an old fighter. Been around forever. Really fucking done some dirt in his day, but, you know, he's an old man, so he's probably won his last 2, but might have lost quite a few before then. Against Kevin Holland, who's obviously an up-and-comer. Like, that's the whole perspective I got off him. And, that's the first time I'd heard of him, so he's definitely new to the game. So, mad hype on Kevin Holland. Jacare Souza, he seems about it. He won his last couple. He's an in-shape man. A little older. Let's see how old he is, actually. Jacare. Oh, I just put Cray. Jacare Souza. Just let me see him. How old is this man? Wiki. Alright, I was going to just back out and put age, but let's see about him. It's not going to say his age, dude, off the top. Oh, born in 79. The man's fucking 41 years old. Wow. Wow. So, yeah, Kevin Holland's probably doing one right here. So, this is low-key an old man. Most likely fighting a guy who's up and coming. That's what he sounded like. He was, I think he's 28 years old. That's actually 100% what he is. No, I just listened to a podcast with Matt, Sarah, and someone we don't know. Against this other dude who's been fucking doing his thing, too. So, let's see. I think, honestly, I'm going for the kids. So, that's where the bet's at. Let's see what's going on with this shit right now. So, I have given... Yo, this is one of the fight cards I feel good about, bro. I'm telling you guys what the bet right now. And you might just go put some money down. Because this is one of them where I'm feeling like I'm hot. So I'm taking Dos Santos in the first. Holland in the second. Renato Moicano versus Rafael Fiziev. I've heard of Renato Moicano. He's a legit fighter. I don't know about him near as much as I know about these other cats, though. That's the problem. Renato. I'm just searching the one I know at this point, you know? Because if I don't know about the card, if I don't know about this fight, it just goes to show that I'm digging a lot deeper for this main card than what I dug for the ESPN card, the one I'm going to be watching. So, like, good for you guys. We'll talk about the shit I care about. Except the main event. Like, I just posted earlier. I really care about that. Renato Moicano. Let's see how this guy been. Moicano been. Just give me a wiki. He won his last one against Damir Hadzovic. I just want to see what the guy I know of did. Holy alright, he won his last one, lost 2 before that, but he lost to Jose Aldo in 2019, and I think that was a fucking barn burner, a great fight. And then Chan Sung Young, who I think is also a great fighter. And that was in South Carolina in 2019. Now he's legit. He beat Cub Swanson. He choked him out. He beat the fuck out of him. And then beat Calvin Kadar too. Oh, shit. So, Moicano versus... Oh, God. We're finishing it. We're going to tell you how to bet this whole card. Moicano. Why can't I find this motherfucking card? Do scootum boom. Scootum beatum. Boom, boom, boom. Scootum. Boom, beatum. Boom, boom, scootum. You know what my problem is? I had it searched and then I boom, I still had it copied to the board. So we'll just go with Rafael Fiziev. Let me just see who's gonna win this fight too. Like, oh, you guys got things to do, you motherfuckers. Yo, first off, shout out. I was just talking to a friend of mine and he was talking. I was like, yo, I watch your shit. And I was like, yo, I give myself a couple watch it. And I was like, yo, I could think of a couple other people. But there's a couple of you guys out there who just ghosting it and just watching it. So that's dope. It's going to get better, obviously. Look at this. I know about this card. This guy lost his last fight, 2019. Wait, 2017? Oh, it's Muay Thai. He got rid of that shit. Yo, his last Muay Thai fight was in 2017. And his first UFC fight was or mixed martial arts was 2015. He just switched over in 2017. He fought 4 times in Muay Thai and 3 times in mixed martial arts in fucking 2017. This is a sick fuck. Comes in, wins his first 6 MMA competitive fights, lose to a dude named Magomed Mustafayev, spinning back, kicking punches, TKO'd the fuck out, and then wins 2 unanimous decisions. How old's this guy, dude? How old's this fucking guy? Come on, chill out. He's 27. Yo, alright, fuck. Moicano's the real deal. I mean, we're just going instinct because I think Rafael Fiziev wins that matchup. Alright, but no matter how inappropriate I've been on only hyping up this undercard, there is one thing that is going to bring us all together as fight fans and make us want to watch this card. And probably the major reason why it's like I low-key want to figure out a fucking way to watch this fight card. Like, who do I got to convince to buy this so I can watch it? Because there's Souza versus Holland fight, and I think Holland wins. And just the one more fight, you know? But this is the fight. This is why we buy it right here. Figueiredo versus Moreno. They just fought 21 days ago. Let me get that. Yeah, that's less than a month. That's 21 days since they last fought. Moreno beat the fuck out of this guy. I saw him on the, that's the first time, because he was on a pay-per-view, I saw him on the embedded. He was like a real happy-go-lucky guy, like just had that real calm demeanor to him, like a little high-pitched voice, even like, hey, what's up? Like that George St. Pierre vibes, only out of Brazil. Real cool guy, got a wife, got a kid or 2. Real cool, like I said, cool guy. And he TK'd a guy at the late first. I assume he was a 5 to 10 guy. Well, actually, I think he was a 5 to 10 guy, and now they're gonna give him. They're going all out. They're gonna be like, "Yo, you fought on this last card. Let's rock this flyweight division," because they have hype. Like I had hype behind this guy. I knew who he was. I watched the embeddeds for this. Like I just watched the embeddeds, I guess, and he was on there. And I think the UFC is just some OG promotion type shit. And they're like, "Yo, you guys watch this guy? Like, let's see what the fuck we got. Brazilian versus Brazilian. Let's see who's gonna carry this division next." And Figueiredo's so much bigger than everyone else in the fucking flyweight division. It's incredulous. I don't know if that's a word, bro. That's how I feel right now. Like every time he, when he fought Benavidez, he just overpowered the fuck out of him both times. And those punches are like that fucking 70s, 80s boxer who stacked that shit with concrete and poured a little concrete in the glove and just fucked the dude's face up. That's how I feel about this. That dude got rock in his hands. And no one at that weight class has been able to fucking stand up to what he brings to the table. Moreno outstruck his guy, was real clean, didn't seem like he had the power, but he's a real clean and a great fighter. I don't know enough about him. Like, I knew about this guy 21 days ago, and now we got a fight. And I don't know why I'm hyped on this, just because I learned of him. And the whole saga with Demetrius Johnson leaving, blah, blah, blah. What are we going to do with this division? Next thing you know, they create a new champion. He fucks up Benavidez twice, you know. Yeah, no. What can you say? It's going to be a good fight regardless. I'm hyped for it. I will, who am I going to put on this? I've put my honest opinion on every fight in this card. Who do I got in this one? I got Figueiredo. I want Moreno to win, but I got Figueiredo. He's a beast, great striker. Yo, they showed him back home. He was like walking around to like these tiny little houses, dirt fucking paths. There wasn't roads, dirt paths between each house. Old school shit in Brazil, man. And his family, like people will put a TV out front, like of the house, and everyone in the neighborhood will watch. Like I guarantee they're not paying these UFC pay-per-view prices. They might not be paying it all. Moreno's just like, yo, I'll make it happen for you guys no matter what. Because he can, and that's dope. If so, I would love to, like, give me a fucking chance to go ask these guys questions. Like, let's work up to that. And that's probably my question is, how did you make that happen? Like, you just now got big, so you're new to, like, the making money game? How have they been watching these fights? You've been like, yo, I make fucking some money, but like I give a decent amount of money to watch these guys. I mean, you could just be a huge fan, just like on the story, the small town story that you know about him, you know? He's the real deal. But for some reason, Moreno, just a cool guy who, out of nowhere, if you could pull it off, it'd be a great fight. Did Ferguson versus Oliveira get canceled, or am I just not talking about this? Ferguson's a crazy motherfucker. We just saw him like in the embeddeds right now. He's doing backflips. Excuse me, I don't know why I didn't see this on the card earlier. This is like probably what I wanted to start this podcast on at one point. Ferguson's a stud. He lost his last fight to Gaethje. Before that, he was on a 12-fight win streak in the lightweight division. Oliveira's on the 8-fight win streak, and he hasn't lost yet. Ferguson just happened to lose his last. Ferguson's doing flips and shit. Dude, the guy tore his ACL one of the times. He was supposed to fight Khabib 3 times. Tore his ACL once, wearing sunglasses, walked off after an interview, tripped on some cords, just happenstance, tore his ACL. Crazy career, but he's still great at what he does. Against Oliveira, who just wins lately too. This is what it comes down to. Like, did I know what I was talking to tonight or not? Oliveira's the real deal. He's an 8-fight win streak. Been fighting like a motherfucker, dude. Out of Brazil. Ground game's great. He can strike with anyone. Ferguson's unorthodox. He trained some crazy jiu-jitsu with Eddie Bravo. Rubber guard. He's good from the bottom, I would say. But he's just very unorthodox. The way he strikes, the way he comes at you, the way he positions himself, the way he spends the entire fight, really, as far as like, it's just not orthodox compared to what if you saw 2 strikers go at each other all day long, and like the way they come at, like this guy might just be like, whoop, 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 throw a crazy flying kick at you, or like just fuck with you. I don't know, he's a crazy guy, and he just has that much confidence in himself to be able to throw that kind of shit. Against Oliveira, who just been winning, Ferguson lost. He seemed really bad in that. Like, Gaethje fucked him up. Like, I said, I'm going Oliveira. That's my fight pick. Gaethje really fucked him up. Gaethje's great, but Gaethje got fucked up by Khabib. Let's go back into the whole, there's levels to this. Gaethje's great at what he does, but him and Poirier are at the same level of striking. And I've seen Ferguson strike just at that level or higher, but the fact he got outstruck that much, maybe it was something else in his head, but he's as great as Oliveira on his best day, but I don't know. Vibes feel like Oliveira. So there you go. You got the let me skip to 38 minutes 27 seconds 0.32, and let me give you the rundown. So Moicano versus Fiziev. The only names I don't remember. I'm giving Fiziev the W on that. But if Ferguson versus Oliveira is still a fight, that should be the number 2 fight, not this fight. Oh, there it is. I just missed it. There was like a subscribe daily bullshit on News Daily to where I didn't see it. So Fiziev, let's go 3 through 1 on the main event. Fiziev, Oliveira, and then we're going to take Figueiredo, and then let's go down to the bottom half of the main event. I'm going to take Kevin Holland, and I'm going to take Dos Santos. And then I'm going to give you the only prelims that I care about, and that is I'm going to give you Daniel Pineda, and I'm going to give you Verna Jandaroba, the chick who looked like, you can do it, if you were there from the beginning, and I'm going to give Angela Hill. So I just gave you 7 fights, and I feel like I don't miss more than one of them. I feel confident about this one. But yo, thank you if you guys stuck around this entire time. Thank you for watching. Let's keep going with this. Let's see how I did on this prediction chart. Let's see how if I do good, I'm just gonna start capping this shit and throw it on my Instagram. So follow BruceBannersArmbar on Instagram. Continue to follow along with Urban Prophet Society. I know they're doing a lot of work right now. I'm definitely gonna continue to share that just as much. And just comment below what you want to see more of, and talk shit if you have to, if I'm wrong on some shit. Like I said, follow along, BruceBannersArmbar, and talk to you guys all next week. Chikaya! Give me.